A hearty good morning to all. From my English Reader course book, I'll explain a lesson for you today. So turn page number 41. In a page number 41 we have lesson 3, the story of an invitation. Before starting the lesson, let me tell you about the characters. There are 4 characters in our lesson 3. First, Bertha Sutherland. Second, Grace Maxwell. Bertha Sutherland and Grace Maxwell both are school students. Third, Margaret, who is an aunt of Bertha Sutherland, commonly known as Aunt Meg. Fourth, Mr. Clarkman, who is an owner of a bookstore. Now, let me introduce Bertha and Grace to you. Bertha was bright, pretty, popular, and favorite of her classmates and teachers. On the other hand, Grace was a grave, quiet girl. The aunt who had brought her up recently died. So, Grace was quite alone in the world. Bertha and Grace were in a boarding house at Dartmouth to attend the academy. They were roommates. At present time, the terminal exams had begun, and in a week the school would be closed for the summer holidays. Let's step into the event. Welcome back to the lesson. Bertha came from the post office, climbed upstairs the boarding house, and with a delight she entered the room. There was a glow on her face. She had a letter in her hand. She said to Grace, "I got good news in my letter and want to celebrate it with you. So have some chocolates, Grace." Grace smiled and saw that Bertha was excited. "What's the matter, dear?" she asked Bertha. Bertha told Grace that her Aunt Meg, who is at Riversdale, is a dear, sweet and jolly aunt in the world. She had received a letter from her. In that letter, the plan for parties and merrymaking were discussed. So, it was a lovely thing for Bertha. Hearing all these and watching the reaction of the matter, Grace said to Bertha that it must be wonderful to have friends like that to love. She greeted Bertha for a pleasant holiday. As there was no one in the world of Grace to enjoy with, she said sadly that she would be working at Mr. Clarkman's bookstore all summer. She told Bertha she is as poor as church mouse. She can't afford her fees unless she earns something. Bertha excused that she was going to revise her senior English, but actually she was reading her friend's face. Oh, Grace looked so pale and thin. I believe she could not stand 2 months at Mr. Clark's bookstore. I have to do something for Grace. Yes, I'll write to Aunt Meg and tell her everything about Grace, thought Bertha. Next day, Bertha wrote a confidential letter to Aunt Meg. She thanked Aunt Meg for her invitation and then she told her all about Grace. She asked Aunt Meg to transfer her invitation to Grace. Betha enjoyed her lives with her relatives and family members, but Grace had none to share to. Betha was well known to Aunt Meg, and Aunt Meg was an open book for Betha. Aunt Meg understood the matter, what Betha wanted to tell her. So she wrote to Betha and enclosed a note of invitation for Grace. When Grace came back from her history exam, Betha told her the story and gave her Aunt Meg's warm, sincere and friendly note. You must come to me in Betha's place. I feel as if I know you from her letters. I'll consider you as a sort of honorary niece, and I'll treat you as if you were Bertha herself. This was the cordial note of Aunt Meg to Grace. Looking at Grace, Bertha said, Aunt Meg had a great and kind heart, and of course you'll go, Grace. Grace was confused. She asked Bertha, is she sure she doesn't want to go? Indeed, said Bertha frankly. You must go, Grace, and that's all. Grace was puzzled and doubtful, but she was thankful to Bertha and Aunt Meg beyond words. Bertha went home feeling a little bit blue in secret. The summer slipped quickly, and finally 2 letters reached Bertha. One from Grace and one from Aunt Meg. Grace had written that she had a lovely time. She is to stay there always. She will be going back to school next month. But Riversdale was to be her home after this. Aunt Meg had written that she intended to keep Grace there. She had always wanted a daughter of her own. She was childless, and now she adopted Grace as her daughter. She was thankful and grateful to Bertha for sending Grace there. With a smile, Bertha folded her letters, and in delight she closed her eyes and felt herself as a good angel in a storybook. Our lesson is over. Till then, keep on learning. Take care. Thank you.